Good morning, everyone. Last week, I talked about our citizenship in heaven. And as I was thinking this week, we just had some elections actually across the country. And I thought, what are our responsibilities as citizens in heaven? And I think first and foremost, Jesus said that our responsibilities as Christians is to first love God and then love our neighbors as ourselves. And I talked a little bit about that a couple of weeks ago when we talked about our neighbors and community here in rural America. Then another thing that God or that Christ commanded us was to share the good news and to make disciples. And specifically, he talks about that in Matthew 28:18 through 20, which we all know as the Great Commission, where he tells us to go out and make disciples of everyone, basically, that we meet. And if you're familiar with Matthew 25, Jesus spent a lot of time in that chapter encouraging us as followers to care for those who are not able to care for themselves, caring for the widows and the sick and those people that are in prison. And finally, two things that I think I've talked about before are living a holy and obedient life, and also being generous stewards of what God has given us. And I've talked about those things, and those are two things that we at the ranch try to work into our daily lives. There's a lot of other areas in the Bible that we could bring into this conversation about our responsibilities. So it's not an exhaustive list by any means, but it simply highlights some of the areas that Christ talks about. And so I hope that it's encouraging for you guys this week as you go through your daily lives. Think about ways as a Christian that you can live a Christian life and be a responsible citizen of heaven. So we'll talk to you soon.